Welcome to Chow's Play, and this is me, Mr. Chow. Welcome you to another episode of Fallout Shelter Online. And today's topic is the discussion of the Battle Pass. Now, is the Battle Pass truly worth it or not? Is it the road for you to win this game, or is it just a waste of money? So come and join me, and let's open the velvet ropes and see whether the Battle Pass is truly worth it or not. Now let's look at some of the items here at the Battle Pass. Now let's look at the survival guide. Now what is the survival guide? Well, the survival guide is basically increased 20% food output for 30 days. Next we have Tales of Junktown. Junktown is basically also 20% increase in caps for 30 days. And lastly, the Big Book of Science, which is an increased 20% in water output for 30 days. Now, are these items worth it? Well, I think it's helpful enough, especially early and mid-game, but once you get to Vault level 36, you're gonna need an insane amount of resources to level up. Not just some of your rooms, but your dwellers as well, I believe just to get to level 61, you're gonna need 1.7 million food, so that is quite a lot. So as I said, early and mid game, I think it's gonna make a lot of difference. But if once you reach Vault level 36, I believe any help will do. But will it make a significant contribution or impact to your Vault upgrading and resources? Not significant and not that noticeable, but it does help. And let's look at some of the other items. One of the most important things about the Battle Pass, of course, is the appointment qualification certificates. That's right. I believe we discussed this before in one of my videos. So the appointment qualification certificates are basically a chance to win an SSR. Now, of course, you get a total of 42 boxes, including your free battle pass, right? So that's quite a lot. I think what some people do is that they wait until the end of the month, collecting all these qualification certificate appointments, and then they open it. So hopefully during that time they could hopefully win more than one SSR. I hear in a lot of reports in the Battle Pass that you are guaranteed at least one SSR. So let's see about that, right? So that could be a good thing. So the next thing we should look at, of course, is Nuka-colas. Now, Nuka-colas, of course, is very important. If you plan to, let's say, draw a certain amount of dwellers, the Battle Pass will truly help you indeed. It's truly helpful if you want to advance more quickly, as opposed to buying directly Nuka-colas from the market. Now, for me personally, I think buying Nuka-colas is really, really expensive compared to just buying the Battle Pass. And I think with the Battle Pass, for this month at least, you have about 2,200 Nuka-colas. And also, the developers may have made a mistake in the number of Nuka-colas given out for this month's Battle Pass. Now, as compensation, the developers is giving an extra 1,000 Nuka-colas by September. So yeah, I think so that's a total of basically 3,200 Nuka-colas. So in my opinion, I think that's really helpful, especially if you want to save your money to do a 50 draw, for me personally. And well, we have also here purple attachments. Now, purple attachments, I guess it's okay. I mean, you want to go after orange attachments, of course, in the end. But then one of the most important things, of course, with attachments is the traits that come with purple attachments or with orange attachments. So I guess, the color is important, but then the traits itself also is very much more important. So what do you want to look at, of course, is, if we take a look, all right. For this one example, for this Brotherhood of Steel arm piece, we have the traits on top. Now these are the stock and generic traits on top, so we always look at the traits at the bottom. Now we see at the bottom damage plus 43 and HP plus 708. Now the traits vary, and sometimes it can be really costly to get the right kind of traits, especially if you want to build a high damage attacking dweller. Okay, so let's go back to the battle pass, shall we? So again, like with attachments, I guess they're okay. I mean, they're purple, right? In the end, you just need to look at the traits. Okay. Now what else is in this battle pass? Okay, the avatar. Now, let's face it, the avatar is purely cosmetic and offers you no real value. I guess it just gives you some sort of bragging right or status saying, hey, I bought a battle pass, look at me. But apart from that, really no value whatsoever. So yeah, it's really not worth that. And apart from the avatars, you get some attachment upgrades, right? So that's always welcoming. And here we have also another attachment, this time orange. So we're gonna see, this is like towards the end of the month, and see whether the trait is good enough or not. So this is the champion set, just perfect, I think, for my Mother Isold, which I have. All right, so let's see. So do I think this is worth it? Let's see. Now earlier on, when I got the battle pass, I opened several boxes, so let's see if I get lucky. All right, okay. Tanny. That's someone new. Oh man, how awesome is that? I just won Manta Man. Oh, nice. Okay, not bad. So I want Mana Man from the Battle Pass. One SSR so far. I've opened several more qualification certificates, and so far I've just won one SSR. I guess considering it's Mana Man, that's pretty good. But then pretty disappointed I didn't win in my other. Honestly, I'm a free-to-play player. Okay, and right now I have a total of 11 SSRs. Now, from the very beginning of this game, I've been always a free-to-play player. Okay, and being a free-to-play player, I've won already 10 SSRs, and from the Battle Pass, I only won one SSR so far. So let's see also towards the end of the month if I do win one more, or even hopefully a few more, right? So let's see about that. But what's my take on the Battle Pass? Well, personally, alright, well, first things first. Number one, I'm an old school gamer, I mean, when I buy a game, I buy a game, and I don't want to pay for anything else, basically. Now, this is a gacha game, I understand, and to be honest, I'm not sort of I don't kind of enjoy gacha games that much because I don't like additional purchases. For me, I think totally or personally, that's kind of a scam for me, and yeah, so I don't really like gacha games that much because I'm a Fallout fan, which is specifically why I love this game is because I'm a Fallout fan. I've been playing Fallout since the PS3 days, so PS3, PS4, and I even tried the Fallout Shelter offline game. The Fallout Shelter offline game, I guess, was okay, but it wasn't as enjoyable as this version, So the offline version, of course, wasn't really a gacha game. There wasn't additional purchases, options for you to make. Unlike this game, you had to make. Yeah, this game sort of kind of makes you, buy stuff from the market, whether Nuka-colas, right, or even attachments or anything. Like for me personally, man, the Nuka-colas are pretty pricey, and for me, again, I just want to buy. I just want to play what, and if I buy something, I just want to buy something once, right? I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it current, and it's like getting a phone bill every month, right, or something like that. That's something I don't like doing. So if I go to a shop, I buy a game. That's it. I don't want to spend any more money now because I'm a Fallout fan. I considered making the investment of getting into the Battle Pass to see whether it was actually worth it or not, and maybe even to provide a little support for the developers. I mean, it's not that much, of course, right? But it's something indeed, right? I mean, for me, I guess it's a big deal because I've been always a free-to-play player, and it's something. I don't like making online purchases, basically. So just for the sake of supporting the developer, why not, right? So do I think it's worth it? Do I think the Battle Pass is worth it? Well, yeah, I think it is. I mean, considering the fact that I've been trying to grind my way to 50 draws, it took me, I think, a bit over 3 weeks or something like that, and I'm only on my first week, and I've grinded a considerable amount of pre-war money, which isn't bad. So yeah, I think it's worth it to a point, but do I think it's gonna give you an edge in the game? Maybe just a little, right? I mean, considering the fact that I've already won 10 SSRs just free to play and just one SSR from the Battle Pass, that's not a considerable, statistic really, right? So, but I think in the end it is worth it. There is some value indeed. And of course, one more thing about the Battle Pass, so you get Mr. Handy, right? Mr. Handy, well, let me tell you something about Mr. Handy. He's kind of pointless and useless. All he does for you basically is just gather your resources, There's no added value really for Mr. Handy, right? For me, as a free-to-play player, I've been so used to like pressing all the resource icons and collecting it myself, and here comes Mr. Handy ruining everything for me. But yeah, no real value with Mr. Handy whatsoever. The bottom line for the Battle Pass is one, the appointment certificate, the appointment qualification certificates, and the Nuka-colas. The attachments, you don't get too much or so much to make it really, really worth it. But if you're after Nuka-colas and the appointment qualification certificates, then go ahead and get the Battle Pass. Then, for me, I think that's worth it on its own. So this is it for now. I want to thank you guys for listening and listening to this video. So till the next video, this is Mr. Chow saying ciao.